Hey, everyone. Happy Saturday to y'all. Welcome to the Saturday Social. Glad to have you guys in here. I will start out with a few greetings and we got a few things to talk about and we'll see where things go. I just got home from work, so a little while ago. So it's been a long day already and I'm glad to be here though. I'm glad we could get this Saturday live going. So a couple hellos. Bama Ninja is in here. He says, minions carry knives. That is correct. Minions do carry knives. David Iverson's here. He's throwing out some greetings to Bama Ninja, Gonzo, myself. Thank you, David. Thanks for being in here. Country Boy 1976 is here. He says, hello, everyone. Glad to have you in here. Welcome in on a Saturday. This is my totally laid back and relaxed live stream that I do. Will B says, I am in downtown Cincinnati with family. If you're still on when we head home, I'll join in on the car ride home. Well, that'd be awesome, brother. I appreciate you stopping by to say hello either way. So thank you very much. Let's see what we got going on here. Well, Bama says, I'm going to go grab some pizza. I'll check back in with you later. That's fine. It's all good, brother. Bo Schnoggins, another one of my minions, is here. He's like, hey, all, how's it going? Let's see. Neil McKenzie. Uh-oh. Neil, new knife day. Gonzo Firebird FH11S. That's an awesome knife, dude. It's actually on my buy list for budget knives. All the Gonzo Firebirds are really, really good knives. So you'll be happy with that, Neil. And the camera, see how nice. Actually, I don't know nice, but see how much better I look on camera. Hopefully the knives look better. That is because of Neil. Neil has graciously loaned me his Canon EOS Rebel that I am using for my live streams and some of my videos that I have already shot and that I'm about to shoot. So thank you, Neil. Big shout out to you, brother. Happy Saturday to you. Napster Ninja is in here. He says, hello, all. Yeah, we're starting to fill it up now a little bit. Lefty's in the house too. He says, sup, fools? Happy Saturday. Lefty, you will definitely like sticking around for a little bit here. But I'm glad you could make it for a few minutes. This was pushed back a little bit because of my new position at my job. For those of you who didn't know, I got a promotion. Things worked out perfectly. I get to make my own schedule. Good for me. Darnell's in the house too. He says, hello, Eionan, and to you and the missus. Yes, thank you very much, brother. It's always good to see you here. I really appreciate you coming in. Neil says, my eyes. That's right. You don't necessarily need to see me better, but I do like it when you can see the knives better. That is a good thing. Paper Tiger's here. He says, hey, Eionan and chat, folks. By the way, before I go any further, I always like to do this right near the beginning of the broadcast. I want to say thank you to everybody that is here live, everybody who rewatches and replays, people who just listen. If you're on a mobile device, or maybe you watch the broadcast afterwards, I really appreciate it. I know I get 40, 50 people on my lives usually, and I'll typically have 150 or so, 200 views. So I know there's a lot of people who watch after the fact that can't make it. Turtle Wolfpack, made it. Well, thank you, man. Thanks for joining the crew here on a Saturday. A bunch of my regular minions are already in here. Lefty's in here today. That's cool. Lots of greetings going on, so I like it. I got a few things to talk about too. This coming Tuesday's live is the last Tuesday before Halloween. So that will be my Halloween special. All right. So if you normally catch me on Tuesdays, you don't want to miss this Tuesdays because I have some cool stuff, Mrs. Edge related stuff. And then I also have some other stuff. And I'm not going to use a certain word, but you guys get the gist of what I'm saying. So you want to definitely stop by on Tuesday and hang out for a little while at least. Okay. Let's see who else in it. Bluminati's in here. Cool. I love it. Lots of greetings going on. Yeah, good to have you here. Afternoon all. Smash that like button. Much love and prayers to Mr. and Mrs. E. Thank you. Really appreciate that. I feel like as hard as things have been for the last, for the majority of this year, we're doing pretty good. And Miss Edge doing good in between chemo cycles. So she's resting up and getting as healthy as she can be before she starts back up next week. So hopefully everything will go well with that. So far, we have been pretty fortunate and things have gone pretty well. So yeah, thank you everybody. And Turtle Wolfpack says, "Hey Darnell, no snow here yet, but the south of me is white." Yeah, it was 89 degrees here in Phoenix at work today. I did have to work. Just got home, shoveled down some food, got everything put together for the live. I think it looks pretty good. I like this new camera. It looks a lot better, and I'm pretty happy to have this set up. So again, thank you to Neil McKenzie, one of my good friends and former coworkers, for hooking me up and helping me out with a better camera, which I'm also going to use for my videos. Let's see what else we got in here. Byron Kennedy, one of my longtime minions and supporters, is here. He says, "Howdy, Eionan and Mrs. Edge, the minions all here today. Hope life is grand and fun." It is. It is very good. Nick Riggy is here. Nick Riggy is in the house. I can't believe it. Nick is at one of my lives. This is cool. This is my more casual of the two. My more, I call it my unformatted live. But yes, sir. Thank you very much for coming in. So, for those of you who've watched my channel, looked at my reviews, and have watched me shamelessly plug on the last 3 or 4 weeks on almost every live the Riggy jersey, this this is Nick Riggy. This is the guy who designed that knife. Give me just 1 second, real quick here. Never mind. All right, so let's see who else we got in here. We've got Iggy's in the house, one of my moderators and one of my longtime supporters. That's right. Be up. Be up. Be happy for Saturday. Be up. Hashtag is Jason Brown's memorial hashtag. And then also, if you follow my channel or you are over on Instagram, we are using Minions Carry Knives as the hashtag for Instagram. So if you put Minions Carry Knives as a hashtag on the bottom of your post, it will go over to that page, and all of the knives that are shown will show up there. So we'll be able to share what we're doing over there. And there's quite a few posts over there already. So I just started doing that last week. Let's see who else we got. We got lots of greetings going on. Bobo's in there. Byron's in there. Leland Phil, a long time minion and channel supporter, is in the house. He says, "Hey everyone, good to have you in here, Leland. Don't forget to smash that like button for me when you come in, real quick. Get that out of the way early, then you don't have to mess with it." Let's see. Turtle Wolfpack says it was -2 Celsius here this morning in central Alberta. Yeah. Yep. Being a big hockey fan, I can appreciate that part of things in Canada, but and I'm a New England boy, so I grew up in the cold. I grew up snow blowing my driveway and de-icing my truck before I could go to work every day in the winter. But that's why I live in Arizona now. It's cheaper and the sun is always shining here, pretty much. So I dig it. EDC for Fun says, "Hey everyone, hey, thanks for coming into the live today. I really appreciate it. Like I said, this is definitely a lot more of a laid back, casual type of thing, but I appreciate you guys coming into the live." Will B says, dropping in before the food gets here. Hope you and Mrs. Edge are doing well. I will give a quick update for those of you folks who can't stick around. My wife, as most of you know, has been battling cancer this whole year. She's doing really good. She's in between chemo sessions. She is stage 3C/4 as far as diagnosis. So it has been a tough year, but hey, we're doing good. And she's feeling pretty well. She's not looking forward to going back next week and starting the second half, but we're working through that process and things are going well, guys. So thank you. She does watch the lives. She does check out all the videos. She does read all the comments. She sees everything you do. And a lot of you folks have her handmade items, her EDC hanks and her fidget balls and all that kind of stuff. So thank you very much. She loves seeing you guys post that stuff. and she catches everything. So don't think that she's missing it. Lefty says, "Yo, Nick, everyone order a jersey when they drop. It's hot. It is hot. Matter of fact, I'm going to put you guys on hold for just like 30 seconds, and I'll be right back." Woo-hoo, I'm back. Okay, so since there's some folks here who are a little new to my stream or haven't been on many, what we're talking about when we mention Mr. Riggy is this bad boy right here. Come on, focus. Focus, camera. There we go. Look at that bad boy, huh? I've shown this off a lot. This is a very cool knife, guys. You are not going to want to miss the drop for this bad boy. Okay. There will be a few tiny small changes. It will have a different clip on it. The clip will be a little different. The blade finishes, the blade steel is going to be different. This one is 14C. It is going to have 20 CV or M390. Well, man, this is a super cool knife. It's a very, very cool knife, guys. So keep your eyes and ears peeled. I won't let you forget Lefty, Grumpy, and a bunch of other people. Brandon Thrasher, a lot of people who've handled different versions of this knife are going to tell you that this is one that you definitely want to pick up. Okay? The Riggy Jersey. There it is. Okay? And you'll hear me talk about this knife more. Trust me. Let's see who else we got down there. Yep. Iggy's throwing out some greetings to Nick. Hey, I'll tell you something. It's not that often that I get a knife in that I feel, well, first of all, it's not that often I get a knife and I immediately go, I got to own one of these. And it's also not that often I get a knife in that I feel like I got to call the guy who designed it and try to talk to him. Now, I did that because I didn't have all the information on the knife. There was supposed to be a data sheet with it, which didn't come with it. And then I called them and said, "Hey, can I talk to you for 5 minutes?" And Nick and I ended up talking on the phone for like a half an hour. And I've talked to him a couple times since. He's a super nice guy. So not only are you getting an awesome knife that's really well designed, but you're going to be helping support a custom knife maker who's going to break into the production knife making field, and he's got a great product. And it's not the only product that he has in the pipeline. So again, I'm not shamelessly plugging. I'm telling you how much I really enjoy this knife. Anyway, let's see what else we got going on here. G Ball says, "Woohoo! What's up, brothers and Eionan? Glad to have you here." G Ball just came on my channel, my other live stream this week, and did a 5-and-5 show and tell for fixed blades. That was really cool. It was a lot of fun. And there you go. There he is himself. Nick is throwing out some props to us. I think that's a thank you for talking so well about the knife. But hey, this knife is going to sell itself. I'm telling you, folks, when you get this knife in your hand, when you buy one of these, you're going to be like, "Yep, I understand what it's all about now." Some other greetings going on. Iggy's throwing out minions carry knives. Remember, that is the Instagram hashtag for my channel, for Eionan's Edge. So anytime that you put the hashtag minions carry knives in your Instagram post, it will show up on that page. That's where all the posts are going, right? There's even one of these bad boys right here on that minions carry knives page. Heidi here and there. What's going on? Thanks for stopping in. Washington State checking in with us. Checking in once again. Hello, hello. Glad to have you here today. Nicole is here as well. She says, "Hello, humans." Mackenzie says, "New Jersey Devils." I was more of a Bruins fan, but if it's hockey, I like it. So there you go, Neil. Nick Riggy. By the way, Neil, Nick is a Jersey boy, right? I was born in Massachusetts and grew up in Connecticut, but Nick there is a Jersey boy, so he might be a Devils fan as well. Yeah, so lots of greetings going on. Cool, I dig it. Speaking of that, there you go. Here is the coming soon for the Nick Riggy Jersey knives. This one says M390 Stonewatch blade, so I'm assuming that he has settled on M390 for that. And Shieldon will be the OEM. And if these production, if these prototype samples are any indication, they knock these out of the park. These are fantastic. So I think you'll really, really like his other knives. But while I have the left-handed one in the house, I do want to point out that he was nice enough recently to send me the Devo Knives Growler. Huh? Eh? Look at this bad boy, huh? I'm telling you, man, there's so many cool knives out there, right? This is another knife that will be coming out very, very soon. Okay? The Devo Growler. This is a super cool knife. This one has been well passed around. This is a prototype slash sample, but he was nice enough to send this to me. I love my boy Cole over at Tri-State, but the thing with Cole is Cole promised to send me his Devo Growler for like 3 months, and he kept forgetting. So graciously, Lefty was like, "Hey, I don't want you to not get a chance to handle this knife, so I will send you one of the ones I have." I appreciate it, brother. Much love to you. Thank you very much. And this is going to be another one of those knives. It's great. This is going to be a budget price knife that is going to sell for around $100 or less. So I think you guys, come on, camera. There it goes. I think you guys are really going to dig this. I believe there will be another blade option for finish as well. The black micarta is really nice. It's going to have a little bit more chamfering on the micarta scales. But man, this is another one of those knives. It's just really fun to hold, fun to put in your hand, and very, very easy to cut with. And I am a fan of blades that have a belly on them like this. So I'm gonna buy one of these. That's pretty much gonna be, you know, I'm gonna stay knife poor. That's what's gonna happen. Let me see if I can catch up on some of the comments. And then while I'm doing that though, guys, let's throw up pocket checks. Let's get pocket checks up so that we can start seeing what you carried today. And I will show you what I carried today, because I actually carried a really interesting knife that I'm going to be reviewing soon as well. I have like a stack of knives I'm behind on to review, but let's get some pocket checks up and we will start with that. All right. As soon as I see that, I will start reading them off. Shane Gables, PKR is in the house. What's up, my man? He says, be up. Hello, beautiful people. I agree. Be up. Speaking of that, besides saying hi to Shane, I want to remind everyone that the charity raffle for Jason Brown is at the end of the month. You still have time to go over to EDC Roundtable and purchase your tickets. It's $10 for a single, 5 tickets for $48. All right. A lot of us donated stuff. Myself and Mrs. Edge donated stuff. Knife companies, people in the community. It's been amazing. Whatever you donate over there is going to go to Jason's family. So again, you should go over and check that out too. It's only $10 to buy a single ticket, and you will be helping Jason's family out. Even if you didn't personally know Jason, I can tell you that there are so many people in this community whose lives he touched. For me personally, Jason was one of the first people that contacted me after I started my own channel and started creating content and said, "Hey, congrats on having a channel. I'm here for you. I'll check out all your stuff." And when I got ready to do my first live stream, Jason also contacted me and said, "I will be there. If I'm the only person there, I will still be there, but I guarantee I will bring a few folks over with me." And he did that. And Jason was always like that. He always reached out and helped support everyone. So go check out hit the EDC Roundtables charity raffle for a fundraising raffle for Jason Brown, please. And the Be Up hashtag is in memory of him. Wilby says, "I got to run. I'll try and get back if I can." All right. We'll probably be on until 3:30, maybe 3:45, somewhere in there. We'll see how long it goes. I'm a little tired from work today, but I'm super stoked to have some folks in here hanging out. Just Nate said, "What's up, guys? I'm driving, so I won't be responding, but I am listening." That's okay, Nate. Like I was saying at the beginning of the broadcast, I appreciate everyone who listens, replays the lives. A lot of people do that. And obviously, everyone who is here live on the chat. My vocabulary memory is starting to go bad without the words of the week. So in 2023, I'm going to be doing a word of the month instead. I'm going to make it a little easier. for people to get them, and I will have a word of the month, but I will not make them quite so obvious. They will still be in my live streams on Tuesdays, but I will not go out of my way to say them and show them. You will have to pay a little bit more attention. For those of you who don't know, if you haven't followed me all this past year, what I came up with was I came up with this thing called the word of the week. And what the word of the week is every week I would say and show a word either with a flashcard here on the undertitles on my live streams, and I had all these words. So if you kept track of the words and you had at least 5 of them, you're going to be entered in a special drawing, a grand prize drawing for things that nobody else can win at Christmas during the holidays. That's already all put together. All the prizes are in it. I have 12 prize packs I'm giving away at Christmas time. 12. Every one of those prize packs has a handmade item in it, possibly more than one, and a knife. So, but the word of the week prize pack can only be won by people who had the words and sent the words to me. While we're talking about that, you have until November 30th to send me through email all of your words of the week. And let's throw that up real quick just so you know what's going on with that. That would be this right here. Okay. Word of the week entries must be emailed to me at eionansedge@gmail.com by November 30th to be eligible for the WOW Grand Prize drawing in December. There will also be a secondary grand prize drawing that will have lots of cool stuff in it too. But there's some stuff that you can't win in that one that you can win in the word of the week. So if you've been a faithful viewer of my channel, and there have been quite a few of you who have sent the words of the week in, send me those words. Every entry, every word you have above the 5 words, there was 16 or 17, I think. I need 5 to get in, but every entry you have, word you have above 5 is an extra entry in the drawing. So if you had all the words, you have a darn good chance of winning. You definitely are going to increase your odds. And I'm going to be doing a live drawing out of a hat or a bucket at Christmas. And Mrs. Edge is actually going to come on with a Santa hat and draw that giveaway. So you don't want to miss that, guys. And if you have followed the channel and you can send in the words of the week, it is definitely worth it. But there will be other prize packs for you guys to win. Okay, back to comments here. Let's see if we can catch up. Greetings. Bobo says, sweet looking knife. Yes, the jersey's awesome. So is the Devo Growler. Yes, there you go. Looking forward to the drop. I went to middle and high school in New Jersey. Does that count? Well, you got some East Coast in you, right? Exactly, right? You got some. You got a little bit of Jersey in there. Garen Gatalope, thanks for coming into the live. Great to have you here. Thanks for checking it out. Iggy Lefty and Colin Designing Fire. Yes, DevoKnives.com. Yeah, I've got the stout. Lefty was really good. He helped me procure one of those for my personal collection, and I really dig that knife a lot. But I am super excited about the Riggy Jersey and the Growler. The Growler obviously is going to be. Oh, here we go. So this is what Lefty's saying: $85 at White Mountain Knives only. Black wash, stone wash, satin options. Well, the stone wash is right up my alley, dude. I mean, I'm count me in. You're going to sell at least one to me. And I know there's a whole bunch of other people here in the stream that are going to want the grill. And honestly, this one here, I'm amazed because I suck at Spidey flicking knives, but I can Spidey flick this. Now, I am not a super fan of satin blades, although this is more of a brushed blade. So but I don't on these really fat belly knives, I don't tend to like satin. But I love how Colin always seems to put a nice sizable hole in the blade too for you to get your hands in there. And this thing just falls close. I mean, it is just I failed it. I told you I suck at this. But again, it's a super cool knife. And for $85, come on, guys, $85. That's nothing. And Nick's knife is going to sell for, I think, 200 or 220, full titanium M390, riding on bearings, beautiful knife, frame lock, just a really, really great size. one of the things I loved about the jersey too was that it's a workable knife. Like it's a good size. This is the kind of knife, it looks fancy enough to carry it all the time, but it's also like just the right size and got enough grip to it that you feel like you want to take this thing out and use it. And I have used this knife. And he's got just a nice little bit of jimping back there. I did review this knife. This is over on my YouTube channel. So go over there and check it out. Check out the full review, and you can get a better look at the knife over there. And I do some size comparisons to show you exactly where it falls into the size chart as well. Shin said, just got home from Smoky Mountain Knife Works Fall Festival. It's a great time. That place is huge. I'm so jealous. Let's see. Neil McKenzie says, Savivi Vagabond. Oh, this is the start of Pocket Checks. Nice. Neil's in first today. Neil in number one. I love it. Michael Morgan says, good evening, brother Eionan, Lefty, Gary, Nicole, Craig, hi to Shane, Nick, G-Ball, Paper Tiger, and everyone else. Mimo. This is what I call him, and most of the community calls him. Michael Morgan is one of my moderators. He is one of my original two moderators for my channel, my moderator extraordinaires. Michael is a great guy. He has his own YouTube channel that he just started with YouTube shorts on it, including one of me and my minions. You definitely want to go check out Michael's shorts. His shorts are all really good. They're very creative. I highly recommend you checking out his shorts on his channel. Nick says, carried and Jersey Proto along with a React Wave. There you go. Okay, there's another pocket check. Awesome. Craig Hamilton has the Kaiser Hiccup and the Beg Leader XL. Very nice, sir. Thank you for stopping by, Craig. Craig's another person who's been super supportive of the channel. Let's see. Turtle Wolfpack said, whoa, I missed Michael's. Mimo says he's carrying a Holy Towser Purple Micarta today. Very nice, sir. Very nice. I like it. Turtle Wolfpack's got a Buck 311 Kingsman generic from Turkey and a mini Swiss Army knife. Cool. Like a classic SD or something else. Because I usually carry one of those. G-Ball at the In-Laws has the Vero Axion and liner lock. Very cool. I'm still looking for an Axion, but I think I would like frame lock for that one. Hogue Deca Gold Carbon Fiber. First of all, I'm a huge fan of the Deca to begin with. I call it the bug out killer. I think it's a fantastic knife for the money. But that gold one, I forget what they call that, like an Emperor or Scorpion or some crazy name like that. But that's a really cool looking knife. It's got that gold with the shredded carbon fiber and Magna Cut and a Douglas Field lighter. Bobo's carrying a Tempest Pinion, one of Casey's knives, and a Chavez 229. Very nice, sir. I like it a lot. Shane is carrying an American Blade Works Model 1 version 6 in his pocket today. Every day, it seems like it's a cool knife. Why not, right? If I didn't have to review knives all the time, I probably would carry like a handful of knives in rotation. But it's tough for me sometimes because I never review a knife that I haven't carried for at least a week or so, with the exception of the Apex knives, because we only get those for 10 days typically. So it's really tough for me to get more than a day or two sometimes of carry time with it. But I always make sure I cut some things with it. We're not supposed to like really use those knives, but I do carry them and I do test them a little bit just so I can give somebody an accurate picture of what they can expect, right? But it's always cool when you get a knife that you like and you can carry a lot. Let's see it. So Michael's throwing up a link for G-Ball and a link for Shane. I love it. David Iverson, another longtime minion and follower of my channel, says, hello all. Outside taking advantage of a warm day doing yard work. He usually has a bunch of stuff in his pocket. He says, in my pocket is a Cold Steel XL Vaquero, an Ontario TAC D2, Leatherman Wave, plus an Olight I1 R2 Pro and a Forest Hank. Very cool, sir. I dig it. I dig it. More greetings going on. Paper Tigers got the Ferrum Forge Stinger and tie. I own that knife too. That is an awesome freaking knife. That is a small knife, but it is an awesome knife. Napster Ninja has the Microtech SOCOM Bravo Tanto. Very nice. Iggy's throwing out, oh, there it is, throwing out a link to it. So there's another link you want to check out there. There's Mimo's YouTube link. His shorts are very cool. You want to go check them out. And by his shorts, I mean his short videos. A little bit of innuendo there, right? Let's see. Who else has got pocket checks for me? Come on, I know there's 30 people in this stream. I've only done like 10 pocket checks here. There's got to be more of you. Throw those pocket checks up. Get them going. Iggy says 17 wow words available for sale. True. Iggy is another person who had all of them. So I think I want to say I got about 20 submissions so far for the word of the week. And out of that 20, I think about 12 of you had every single word in order too, which I thought was really cool. You guys listed them all in order. I think about 12 or 13 of you have every single word. And then there's some people who have like, a dozen. And then there's a few of you who have like 5 or 6 or 7. So your odds of winning that grand prize at this moment are very, very good. So anyway, let's see what else we got going on. Oh yeah, Michael Morgan throwing out my creator spring. So I do have a shop at spring.com with t-shirts and hoodies and coffee mugs. And I don't really make any actual money off of that. There's a little bit of profit off of the sale of the goods, but that money goes towards shipping. It goes towards me sending knives around to people, sending out thank you packs to people. And obviously for the holidays, when I'm going to be doing 12 packs, it's going to help pay for that. So that'll be great. Freedom Frog gear. So now that he sends Freedom Frog is here, he says, I could use some leather stuff made. Thanks, Mimo. You want to go check out Iggy's channel, Campfire Leatherworks, then, right? I just spent some time on my last live stream talking about how awesome her leather products are. I want a huge shout out to Freedom Frog. I might as well do these now. So shout outs. Let's do these. So my shout outs, of course, to my wife, Mrs. Edge. Everybody knows her situation. She's doing great. She's hanging out today, recuperating. Right before this live stream went on, she was video chatting on her phone with our granddaughter, who I got to see for a few minutes before I jumped over here to hang out with you guys. So big shout out to her. All those thoughts and prayers, they're helpful. They work. We really appreciate it. It means a lot to us all. Okay. And I'm still glad that I can be here and do these live streams with you guys as much as possible. I want to shout out my mods, Mimo, Gonzo, Iggy, who's a recent addition to my mod team, but has been a faithful minion and follower of my channel. So I figured it was time for her to join in on the party. BOD also recently became a mod. He may be popping in and out and doing that. You folks here that are watching the live streams, Devil Dog and Freedom Frog Gear. Those two guys have been fantastic at pushing people over to my channel, getting people to come over and look. Thankfully, a lot of the people that came over really liked what they saw. They liked my reviews. They liked the format. They appreciated. I got a lot of positive comments, both in the actual videos and through email from some people that they didn't know about me, but they're glad that they found me. So thank you, Freedom Frog. I really appreciate you helping me get over 500 and getting the community tab. I'm not really concerned with how fast the channel grows. I just want to be a good resource and a place where people can come, get good reviews, get honest reviews, and hopefully come to live streams and have a good time. And so that's what we're doing here today. But I wanted to shout those people out. I also want to shout out Cue Ball. I think he might still be in Vegas with some friends, but he's been tremendously helpful too over the last 6 or 7 months for me. And it's just a great guy in general. And he recently lost a pet, so he's been a little down. That pet that he had a long time. So that's always tough. Pets are like family members. And then Uncle Cow. So if you don't follow Josh's channel, you should go look up Uncle Cow on YouTube and follow him. He's a great guy. He's an inspiration for a lot of us. He is wheelchair bound, but he practices martial arts. He likes knives, and he's just a good dude. So he listens to all my live streams after the fact. Go check out Uncle Kyle channel as well. Let's see what we got. But yes, Freedom Frog, thank you very much, sir. Ant's in the house as well. Ant's been a longtime supporter of my channel. He says, what is up, everyone? Ant is going to be coming on and doing a 5 and 5 on my channel. I believe the first week of November is what we scheduled. So that's coming up pretty soon in a couple weeks. He's going to be coming on and doing a 5 and 5. on my Tuesday live. So if you don't know what that is, for those of you who are new to my live streams, and I have a few people in here like Nick, what I do is all you have to do is contact me through my Instagram account or my Gmail email, which is on my YouTube channel. And on my Tuesday lives, I have a thing called 5 and 5. You get to bring at least 5 knives. You have to have 5. You bring 5 knives, any 5 knives you want on, and I give you 5 minutes, and I don't hold you to 5 minutes, and I also don't hold you to 5 knives. But you get 5 minutes to show off 5 knives, and they can be anything you want. They could be your 5 favorite knives, 5 family heirlooms, the 5 most recent knives you bought. G-Ball just came on for the second time, and he did 5 fixed blades. And he actually brought a couple bonus knives too, but we never complain about that because we all love knives. But the reason I do that is because I think it's awesome when I read pocket checks and I see all these cool knives that people have. And I want people to have the opportunity to come on my live and show off the knives that are in their collection. I have a lot of knives, but I don't have knives that a lot of you other folks have. So that's been very popular. I've had 13, 14, 5 and 5 guests in the last few months, and everybody has really enjoyed it. King Pope Caesar came on and like blew up the channel with his knife collection. Like everybody was just drooling the whole time, right? But you don't have to have fancy knives, right? I don't care if you got 5 kitchen knives. Like I said, 5 knives you've had since you were a kid. Any mixture of that will work. So I just want to throw that out there for those folks who are new. We do that on Tuesdays. My Tuesday lives, we have 5 and 5 every week. Some weeks I do it. Some weeks it's a guest. All right. So let's see. Iggy's work at Campfire is hot. I want to see some amazing knives and crazy fidget toys. Check out Lefty. Absolutely. Kevin's a great guy. One of my favorite knife channels, honestly. I love checking him out. And Kevin has been on Fully Deployed. He has been on my Knife Puppet Theater Fully Deployed channel, which I have been remiss in getting episode 7 out. I apologize, guys. But life has been a little crazier than normal. Let's see who else we got. Demonox in here. Ig's just telling the truth. Eionan. Oh, here we go. Here was well, we got some more. Let's see. Android Goat, another faithful subscriber. He's carrying an M4 Shaman and a concept entity today. G-Ball at the in-laws. Eionan and I have the Framelock Axion 2. They're 2 different feeling knives, even though it's the same model. I know. I have heard that same thing from other people. Gonzo has mentioned that too, that the Framelock and the liner lock feel like different knives. And for me, I have this thing where sometimes I prefer the liner lock version of a model because I don't have to worry about where I place my fingers. I don't have to worry about pressing against a frame lock and not being able to deploy the knife. Knife can have really great action and be tuned really well and have a super good detent on it. But if you put your fingers up against it, it's not going to open. And I do have a tendency to do that on certain knives. So sometimes I do like the liner locks better than the frame locks. Let's see. Freedom Prog says no knives today for the Prog. Very sad time. Got a new combat Truden on the way for when I'm back at it. Okay. That's unusual for you to not have a knife in your pocket, though. Demonox says, I have the Hinder XM 18 3.5 and a Manix 2 from Spyderco. Awesome. Very good carry. Eggs and Ham is in here today. Holy cow, dude. I feel like I should like write this down or something. I got Eggs and Ham in my live stream. Thanks for coming in, buddy. I really appreciate it. Let's see. It looks like everybody's doing a good job of smashing the like button too. Iggy says, it just mailed my opinion to ProX for a Macarta upgrade. Shout out to Bill. Yes. Obviously, Bill also hit the close relationship with Jason Brown. So definitely hope that brother Bill is doing well. Ant says, I just bought some Chroma Predator scales for my 80-20.5 Demco. So I'm carrying around that silly thing. But I got a Raiden in the other day, and I am fighting not to carry that every second. Well, hey, check it out, man. We all go through that, right? We all go through that. And I always find it interesting too, because I've got 100, I don't know, 120, 30 knives, whatever it is nowadays. And I always find it interesting. Sometimes I'll like lay out my knife collection. I'll open up my knife rolls and I'll kind of go through them and I'll be like, oh yeah, I carried it front, but then I had to put it aside to carry something else. And so then I come back to it and then I'm back in love with that knife again, right? So that happens. to a lot of us, I think. It's like so many knives, so little pocket space, even if you wear pants with multiple pockets. Byron's is he says he is carrying an off-grid all-day Necker, a Tempest Pinion, ABKT Stockman, an off-grid Ridgeback 5-inch fixie camp in 14C28N Scandi ground blade. Ooh, kudos to Grumpy Grunt for the loaner. Yes, Grumpy is fantastic about helping people out with knives and loaning people knives. When I first started my channel, Grumpy loaned me a bunch of knives to hold on to and review, and I really appreciate him. He's a brother Marine, but he's also a fantastic content creator and member of our community. So I really appreciate my brother Grumpy, who's not actually really that grumpy. He he has his moments, but he's really not a grumpy guy. D-Ball throwing out some love for Pro X. Honey Bear's in the house. Chris Miller is in the house as well. Welcome to you two guys. Thanks. What's up, Brother Frog? He's throwing out some greetings. Running around in PJs, Bluminati Ninja. I'm trying to imagine, brother. I really am. I just wonder what the PJs look like. Do they have little sparkle ponies on them, or do they have knives printed all over them? Running around in PJs, so just opinion in black G10. No problem, man. That's all good. Surprised you can find a spot for one of those with PJs on. Egg says no pockets yet. Just woke up and rolled out of bed. Well, that's okay, man. I appreciate it. I know how that can feel. I worked. I got up at the crack of dawn. Well, not even the crack of dawn. I got up while it was still dark out this morning at 3:30 and went to work and came home just in time to scarf down some food and do this live stream. So I'm trying to keep the energy level kind of high today, so I don't like fall asleep on you guys. Freedom Frog throwing out some greetings again. Thank you, Freedom Frog. I really appreciate it. Let's see what else. Bluminati Ninja's channel in here. Got some links. Iggy says, I take back my offer to sell the WoW. Yes, you don't definitely want to make people work for it. And here's the thing, like most of you guys who sent me WoW stuff are people who are in my live streams every single week. Faithfully viewing, faithfully liking, faithfully commenting, faithfully writing down the words. That's why I'm having something special for you guys. I'm going to tell you something that I'm going to divulge a little secret for you word of the week people. This is for you word of the week people, not for anybody else. If you're a word of the week person and you sent me your words, there is a special, very, very cool handmade item from Mrs. Edge that will be given away as part of the word of the week drawings in December. That grand prize drawing. Can't get it anywhere else. No other channels that I know of in the knife community have these. She totally hit a grand slam home run with this. And I'm not going to tell you what it is. You're going to have to wait till December to have your chance to win. I will tell you there's more than one available for you word of the week people. So I am going to do everything I can to reward all of my faithful viewers, especially the people who took the time to show up every week, keep track of the words, and send all their entries in. Okay? So you guys are going to be, trust me, you're going to like it. You're going to be happy. I guarantee it. All right, let's see. Gonzo's in here, my other moderator. My brother from another mother from Tennessee is here. Gonzo and I have been fast friends, and I cannot wait to see him at Blade Show next year. We are going to have so much fun, dude. We are going to. It's going to be memorable. I can tell you that. It will be memorable. Let's see. Freedom Frog says much love to Mrs. Edge. Yes, absolutely. I mean, people don't realize too how much my wife got involved with the channel. Like she saw how much I enjoyed this. And I only started the channel just because people always ask me about knives. And I said, you know what I should do? I should like start a knife channel. I've got a knife collection. I know a lot about knives. I've been carrying knives since I was a little kid. A lot of you know my knife story, which maybe I will retell at Christmas if we have a lot of people there, because I know some people haven't heard it. And some people think it's the greatest knife story ever told. I don't know about that, but I probably will retell it at Christmas. So you're going to want to make sure that you're on that live stream. But she's been so supportive of the channel. She realized how amazing this community was. I can't even tell you how many custom hanks and fidget balls and other stuff she's made that we have sent out to people as thank you gifts, people who've helped my channel, people who've been loyal followers and subscribers, people who've helped bring other people into the community, whatever it may be. She just tirelessly has done that. And obviously that's slowed down for a little bit now because the fatigue of going through the cancer treatments have definitely slowed her up a lot. But every prize pack for Christmas has a handkerchief in it, every single one. And by the way, there are multiple of those available next Tuesday on the Halloween Live. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that. But yes, she's awesome. She's helped grow this channel so much. It's not just me, it's her and all of you. You guys, you people, my minions, and all of the other folks out there that tune in and watch my videos. You're the folks that have made this happen. And I am so humbled by that. I really am. I think that my knife reviews have their own style. They're not as fancy or as well produced as other people's, but I try to give you the basics, get my point across, always touch on the things that I think could be fixed or improved upon. Or if a knife really sucks, I've told you that too. I'm like, this knife has 3 or 4 things that are screwed up on it. So I think you appreciate my honesty and the fact that I also try to do knife reviews in 10 minutes or less. I found out through analytics that most of you watch 8 to 10 minutes. So most of my knife reviews, I try to keep 10 minutes or below if I can. Sometimes I really love something and I have to give you those extra few minutes worth of input. Anyway, let's move on. I've got some other things I want to talk about. Let me check the comments and catch up real quick, and we'll see where we are. Gonzo reviews awesome content and feel good messaging. Man, I'll tell you what, if you're not subscribed to my brother Gonzo, you need to go over there and do it. Seriously, it's a must subscribe. His channel is really chill and laid back, but he always has cool knives. He always has good shorts. He doesn't really keep knife. He doesn't really stay hooked to one knife for very long. So you always see different stuff on Gonzo's channel, right? For better or for worse, you always see different stuff on Gonzo's channel. Uncle Kyle's a nice dude. Uncle Kyle's a great dude, man. He really is. Let's see if we can get some more caught up here. That I am not Mimo. Slow and steady here. Let's see. What else do we have? Just doing some work this weekend. How am I supposed to nap with you snappers making all that racket? Get off my lawn. Funny story. So some of you know I just took a step up in I just took a promotion to be in charge of my department at the golf course, and that's been great. My boss, my previous boss, the guy who had the job that I now have, he moved up a step, and he was a great guy. I loved working for him, and I'm still going to work hand in hand with him. The guy who was there before him was there for 20 years, 20 years in that same role. And he's still there, but he does something part-time now, just a couple days a week. But he's kind of one of those old type of guys. He's like, "Get off my lawn!" And I always told my former boss, I'm like, if I ever get like that, please tell me. Please say something. Please let me know. Like you're starting to act like Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino, because I don't really want to be that quite that cranky. I don't think. Sometimes people do dumb shit, and you react to them being dumbasses. But for the most part, I try to keep it positive and light. So I can relate though, man. Let's see. Nick Riggy going to have to dip out for tonight, but looking forward to joining again soon, Rich. Thank you very much, man. By the way, we will have Nick on a live stream, one of my live streams, probably a Tuesday live stream in November. Him and I have already talked about it over the phone, and you will get a chance to meet Nick, see more of his knives, see the jersey, see some of his customs and things like that. I'm sure he's going to show you some different stuff probably. But the main thing is just so you get to know who Nick is and you get to see, like I have, and Kevin and Grumpy and some other people. He's a great dude, and it will be so great for you guys to support him. And his knife is amazing. So I don't really have to promote it, but we're going to get him on so you guys can see who he is. Chris Miller says, have a good evening. Got to run before the sun goes down. No problem, Chris. Thanks for stopping by and checking out the live. I really do appreciate it. So we've already been on almost an hour, I think. So yeah, thanks for coming in, hitting the like button, hanging out for a little bit. It's taken a little longer to get through the comments than I thought, but hey, that's okay, right? We're just hanging out on a Saturday. Mike Jernak finally made it here. He says, "Hello, sorry I'm late. Took the kids to the pumpkin patch." Well, it's that time of year, man. Halloween's right around the corner. Get out there and do stuff, right? Let's see who else we got in here. Mike Morgan, Mike Jernak's in here. Freedom Frog, Illuminati, no sparkles, muscle shirt and shorts. That's my PJs. Oh, you said PJs, man. I thought you were pulling a Cole or a Beard of Doom and like running around in your little My Little Pony, My Little Pony bottoms or something. Um, Darnell, yeah, what's going on, my man? Darnell, hey, let me tell you what, man. Darnell has not been in the community a tremendously long time, but he has already become a super, super involved person here in this community. He's in most of the lives, more than I can even make it to most of the time. He's always got a positive attitude. He's been super supportive behind the scenes. He's given me a lot of good information and some pep talks about, what my wife and I are going through. So I cannot say enough good things about Darnell. He's just brother right here, man. Okay? Love you. You are a huge tease, Masters. Oh, you're talking about the special app. She's not going to tell you. She's sworn to secrecy, and she is very excited about this too. You guys are going to be. Trust me. Trust me when I tell you. Christmas WoW giveaway is going to be epic, right? Not so much for the knives. There's a cool knife. There's a really cool knife in the giveaway, and there's a ton of other stuff. But there's one item in particular you're going to be super stoked if you win that giveaway. And I have more than one of them to give away for WoW people. So there will be a couple of opportunities for you to win. Gonzo's from Tennessee. I don't know if he's from Tennessee, but he lives there. He might be from Tennessee. I never asked him that. But he lives right near Bristol Motor Speedway. Jesus Christ. Like my favorite NASCAR track. Gonzo could probably ride his bike there if he wanted to. Michael Morgan says, I have a Misty Treasure. Yes, you do, brother. You do. And that's the thing. We don't sell those. You got to either be gifted one from me or her, or you got to win one. Okay. I think for Halloween, 4, 5, 4, 5, something like that. But a few people have seen him. The people who came for the Arizona knife meetup that we had here back at the beginning of October were totally blown away by the hanks that she created for Halloween. Yes, Mike, email Eionan your list of wow words. Yes, that is correct. If you have wow words, then definitely email them to me. My first was a Cub Scout 2-blade folder in elementary school. So most people put their pocket checks up. I have not shown you what I have today. And I actually have a really cool knife that I'm going to be reviewing very soon, hopefully within the next week. So I'll start with the small stuff. So I worked today, so I carried my traditional Swiss Army knife SD Classic. I either this or a Tinker or Recruit. One of those 3 Swiss Army knives is always in my pocket every day, and I must have a dozen of these little buggers in all different color schemes. I carried an Olight I3T today in the desert bronze or desert brown, as they call it. Cool little knife. I like these because I go to work in the morning. I can clip this onto my hat and use it as a headlight. I carried the Todd Knife and Tool Design Best Tech Syntax today. There we go. Cool little knife. Stone washed or black washed Warncliffe type blade. Micarta. This was originally brown. I dyed the Micarta black. It took me 45 minutes to get this to fully dye to black. Still has just the tiniest little bit of brown hints in it if you look at it just right in the light. But it's a very cool knife. And then I'm carrying the Old Dominion knife and tool Chupacabra 3.5 inch. Some of you might know this knife belongs to my good friend, Satu Dave. Dave was gracious enough to loan me this knife and let me keep it a little longer than I probably should have had it, simply because I haven't had the time to review it. So I'm holding on to it a little bit longer, but I have to tell you, this knife, for such a big knife, this thing is amazing. It really is. It's Look at the blade stock on it. Look at the spine thickness on this knife. I haven't measured it because I haven't reviewed it yet, but this is a big beefy knife. It's got lots of places to hold on to. It's got this beautiful little swage up here in the front in case you want to choke up on it like this. And then it's even got another one all the way up at the front of the blade. I'm still not got to get used to this camera placement. But this thing is just great. This is a would be a small knife for Dave, right? This is not small, but this is not like he likes sub bruiser and bruiser category knives. Those are his favorites. That's obviously if you watch his channel, you know that's what he's known for. And he's a master machinist who's been doing machine work for I don't know 30 years or something. So the guy is just incredibly talented, and he's super nice guy. Him and I have become really good friends, and he let me borrow this Old Dominion's Chupacabra 3.5 inch, and it's been customized a little bit by Dave. He took off the foo-fooey Mokutai finish. It actually looks like, let me share this real quick. I'll show you what this knife actually looks like. It actually looked like this. Let's look at this real quick. It actually looked like this. So that's what the knife looked like. Not that blade style, but it had some fancy kind of crazy designs on it. And then he went ahead and did this to it, and you can still see a little bit on the of that Mokutai design on the pocket clip here. But this knife is just crazy, crazy good. It's such a cool design. They're not inexpensive, let's put it that way, but it is a really cool knife. So that is the other knife that I carried today in preparation to get ready to finally review that so I can get it back to him. I've had it for like 2 months now. Right. So, I don't want to hog up his knife too long, but Dave has been gracious enough to let me hold on to it a little longer. Obviously, he knows my situation. He lives right across town from me. Him and I have hung out a couple of times, and I'm really grateful to have a friend like Dave. Uh, you're all good. We're here for you and Mrs. Edge. Thank you, brother. I know you are. I know you are. You've proven that. Hello, Mrs. Eionan's Edge and y'all. I'm driving to listen, but wanted to say hello and give a thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mark. Mark Herrera is listening to the live. And again, I appreciate everybody who does that. So let me see if there's anything that I missed here. Next Tuesday, the 25th, remember, it's the last Tuesday live for me before Halloween. That will be my Halloween live stream. So this coming Tuesday, this one that's coming up, will be my live stream. And let's see what else we got going on here. Ken Faulkner's in here too. He says, "Hey, Frog and others, happy Saturday to y'all." Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for stopping by the live. Thanks for dropping in for a while, hitting the like button. Much appreciated. Ken says, "Just happen to be home for a bit. Saturday's usually busy. And normally I'm off, but I started a new position at my job, and we were short people that haven't come back from vacation yet. So I had to work today, and I made it home just in time to eat and get on here on live stream. I'm super happy with the camera and the lighting, though. I told you guys I would fix all that by today, and I have. Again, big shout out to Neil McKenzie, channel subscriber. Might still be here in the live chat, and Neil is the supplier of this camera that you're watching this live cast on. I'm 100% sure I'm going to buy this camera from him because he's offered to sell it to me, but I have it on loan for now, so I can kind of get the hang of it. This is only my second broadcast. With the first one, I forgot to charge the batteries, so we got about 30 minutes into the live stream, and the camera died while G-Ball was on the screen doing a show and tell for 5 and 5. So I was able to throw my old webcam back up there and finish the live stream. But today, I have an AC adapter on the camera, and it looks great. And I've got the lighting squared away and straightened out, so actually you can see what the heck is going on here today. So it looks good. Joe Casper just jumped in too. He said, "What's up, everybody? Happy Saturday. We made a birthday party. Just checking in. I'm already getting the stink eye from the wife. Hope you guys have a great show." Hit that like button for me, Joe. Thanks for stopping by. I always appreciate it very, very much. Let's see. Iggy says, "Mrs. Edge is super talented too. Eionan and Hanks are just the start." Yeah, I mean, if she wasn't going through what she's going through, I think, she would probably have more stuff done. But she also is in she's an artist in a gallery here, a very nice gallery here in Tucson, Arizona, where we live. And she sells a ton of stuff in November and December during the Christmas holiday. So she really tried to get a lot of stuff made before she had to go through all this treatment. And she's still making things when she can. But a lot of the focus is toward that because that is a revenue stream for her and for us. So obviously, that has to come first. But she's been able to put together some Halloween stuff, and like I said, every prize pack for Christmas has a Mrs. Edge Hank in it and some other handmade stuff. So just saying, she's the best. Uh, Darnell is a good model for new people we need here for sure. I totally agree, G-Ball. Like, I feel like there are lots of people that come into the community, and some people aren't socially comfortable. Some people don't like to post in chats. They just like to, lurk a little bit, say hello and lurk around. And I lurked for a long time before I started the channel. But Darnell is definitely one of those people. Like, it's so refreshing to have him here. He is definitely the type of person that we want in this community, and I love him. I'm just so happy that he's here, and he's found us and we found him. Speaking of, he says, "Never miss anything, bro. Thanks for encouraging words. My chemo next week." That's right. He has ongoing chemo, and some people do have that. Some people have to go for maintenance throughout their lives. Throughout, that becomes a part of their life from that point forward. I don't know if that will be the case for my wife, but anyway. Oh, Marcos Gamma is here too. What's up, brother? But anyway, with the chemo thing, yeah. So that's a tough thing. You got to go all the time. It's not easy. It's just not. And so Darnell has to go regularly, and that helps, keep him as healthy as they can get him. So, again, thoughts and prayers always go out to him because he has an ongoing, regiment that he has to put up with. Well, Marcos is in the house as well. He says, "Hello there, brother Eionan's Edge." Yep. Hello to you too, sir. Lots of good greetings going on here. Let me see what else I had for you. I'm gonna put together a list. I'll probably start talking about it more on my Tuesday live. We didn't really get way off topic here today because we've just been reading comments and talking about pocket checks and knives. But I'm going to put together I'm reading something funny in the chat. I'm going to put together a top 5 or maybe a top 10 list for my favorite knives that I have got this year. They don't necessarily have to come out this year, but a lot of them have. But knives that I have got this year, and I want to have that probably at the end of November. And we're close to the end of October. I think I'm probably going to think about it and discuss it a little bit. And I'm probably going to put together a top 10 list for knives that I think are worth recognizing for this year, for 2022. Iggy says headlight, flashlight equals minion. So I feel like I'm going to tell you guys a story. I could tell you this on the Tuesday live too, but seeing a house, you brought this up. Headlight, flashlight equals minion. So my favorite fruit that I eat all the time, I take to work. I take a couple of them every day to work as snacks, is banana. And if you've ever watched the Minions, you know that anytime a banana shows up, the Minions pretty much go freaking apeshit trying to get a hold of a banana. And if in the original origin story for Minions, it was the first thing that they found when they came out of the ocean, because that's where they originated from. I love denim, so do Minions. I love to work and fix things and tinker with things, and sometimes it works out great. Most of the time it does, but occasionally it doesn't. I have a lot in common with the Minions, and I never really grew up. I'm a big kid at heart, so I like watching the movies. I feel like there's always two components to those Despicable Me Minions things. This is why I love kind of calling you guys my Minions. The Minions are kind of like the never grew up child at heart, love everything, get excited over stuff, right? Right? That's me. I'm like that. But then there's also Gru, and that's the more serious side, the diabolical, villain type of person. And I don't necessarily relate to the diabolical villain thing as much. But the point is, there's something in those movies for both adults and kids. And kids are young at heart. So that's why I there's some of my favorite animated movies to watch because I can watch them with my grandkids, I can watch them with my wife, I can watch them with friends, and everybody enjoys them. So there you go. But yes, I consider you guys my minions, right? My peeps. Let's see. Ken says, "Oh, it looks like a Saturday Night Shirt." Yeah, I'm a little behind in the comments. Not as behind as Matt gets sometimes, but I'm a little behind. Or Lefty. Kevin is terrible at comments. It'll be like you'll your beard will have grown while Kevin is trying to catch up with comments on his live stream sometimes. Took an hour to dye white G10. Would have thought it would have died easier. Yeah, you would think, right? Although the TKT, this was micarta. This was brown micarta, like a kind of like a not quite chocolatey brown, but like a dark brown micarta. And I would have thought it would have been super easy to dye, but it took like 40 minutes. Like I kept taking it out every 10 minutes and looking at it and like, no, put it back in. No, but and then finally I got it to a point where it looks black. Finally, I really wasn't that happy with the brown color. I liked the knife, but I wasn't crazy about that. Holy cow, that's a big knife. Chupacabra is a perfect name. So this is the 3.5. Dave also has a 4. He has a 4-inch blade knife like this. This is the small chupacabra, right? This is the small. I call it the chupi. This is the small chupi, and this is perfect for me. But he has a 4-inch one that he loves, which is just like this, just bigger, longer, and a little bit chunkier here, a little, just a tiny bit more thickness to it. But I mean, man, look at the blade stock on this. This is a Satu Dave 5th pocket knife, right? And I love them. Here's the thing. Dave has, through his knife collection and through him loaning me some knives like the On Belay, and I now pretty much have a permanent loan on the Infraction, the Chupacabra from Old Dominion, a few other knives that he's let me borrow and handle. Like I can appreciate these knives. I understand why he loves them so much. And as a machinist, he really likes the metal knives, the ones that are made out of titanium and stainless and things like that, because they're knives that can be worked on. You can modify them, you can change them up, you can do different things with them. And I get why he likes this. Now, this knife speaks to me because this is very much like a knife that I carried for a long, long time, which was the Kershaw Knockout. It's also why I like the K320 from Sig and a few other knives that are all in this same kind of size, blade configuration, handle length, etc. But this is a very, very cool knife, and it's immaculately made. Old Dominion totally killed this, right? Dave also turned me on to Direware. Can't afford those right now, but I get why he loves those knives for sure. And that's the thing, right? Everybody in the community has something to offer. And Dave, I think, is a very unique guy, a very nice guy, but he also has a really unique collection. He doesn't have 100 knives. The 30 knives he has are all amazing, though. Every single one of them. All right. So let's see what else we got. Yeah. He has such an awesome collection of them. True. Absolutely. I agree with that. Let's see. That sounds awesome, Gonzo. Can't wait to hit the range. Yeah, I haven't been able to make it to the range much myself, so they are kind of critical to sanity, but my life is just packed with other stuff right now. So um I hate having safe queens for pew pews, but that just other than the stuff that I carry on my person all the time, that might conceal carry, I haven't really got a chance over this calendar year at least to do very much. To get very much range time in. So I kind of finally had to give up precision long range shooting because I just don't have the eyesight for it anymore. It's really hard for me to stay focused long enough to take those 6, 7, 800-yard shots I used to take. So, it used to be my forte, and now 5 or 600 is probably about the max. Let's see what else we got. Are we going to wear a costume? I don't know yet. Maybe, maybe not. It just kind of depends what Tuesday is like for me. The ammo is getting easier to find. I will agree with that. Yep. There was a long time. Although I always had a comfortable amount put aside, right? And I had what we were willing to use to practice and go regularly and keep our skills up with. But I always have a very comfortable amount put aside for long term so that I've never really have to worry about running out. Let's put it that way. Unless I were to go shooting every single week, multiple times, it probably wouldn't happen. Let's see what else we got going on here. Shout outs is people talking about some rifles. Craig Hamilton says, "Yeah, it would definitely have to be a top 10. Don't think I could do a top 5. Too much stress." Exactly. That's why I'm considering a top 10. I'm considering doing my top 10 of the year because I feel like it will be really hard for me to come up with just 5. Iggy says, "Minions carry knives, bananas." It's true. I don't know. I can't really decide who my favorite minion is. Sometimes it's Kevin, right? Sometimes it's Kevin because Kevin was kind of the first minion that singled himself out. In the Minions movie, he's the one who decides to go out and search for a new villain, a new master, and try to save the tribe of minions. And I like Bob though. Bob is super cool too because Bob is just a child at heart. He has two different color eyes, one's green. It keeps focusing on my face, right? Bob has one green eye and one brown eye. Yeah, it's gonna keep doing that. But Bob, and he has the teddy bear, and he makes friends with animals really easy, and loves cats and dogs just like I do. So I don't know. Those two are probably my top two. But yeah, 10 knives. I think 10 would be a good number. 10 would probably be okay. Let's see. Jimmy Slash recent like my comment from a year ago. What's really funny? I don't know why, but for some reason, like I go back every once in a while and I look at some of my older videos and I'll go back and look and I'll see like comments because I usually sort by newest. Um, I'll go back and look at comments and I'll see comments from like 3, 4 months ago that I never even got a notification that somebody left me a comment on a video. And then I feel bad. I feel bad. I'm like, that person probably thinks I hate them. And I don't, obviously I don't. But I just like, so then I respond. I'm like, hey, sorry, I didn't see this. That's one of the things about when you go from having a handful of people watching your videos to hundreds of people watching your videos. You never know. It's out there forever, right? When you put a review or a video or something informational out there, it's there for good. So you might a year later somebody might see a knife review you did because they're thinking about buying the knife or just interested in it, and then they comment, and then I don't understand why some of those comments I never received because I am pretty good about responding to comments, even if I just say, "Hey, I love this," and I hit the little heart or whatever. But most of the time, I will respond to people's comments, and if they leave me like a thought out answer or a thought out comment about something about a knife, I will respond. I will tell them that I agree with them, or I will add to what they said because I feel like that's an opportunity for a conversation, and that's what I want. I want people to tell me what they think, good or bad, right? So, um, I'm not sure what Mike's comment is in reference to. I don't have the point of reference for that. For the if I have this last year was rough on you. I get it. Been there. Yeah, Turtle Wolf packs. Most of these people who are here all the time know that my wife, stage 3C/4. Technically, she's 4, but she falls into the 3C category more or less as far as treatment stuff, cancer, so breast cancer, and it's very aggressive and fast growing. So they've had to really be aggressive with the treatments. So it's been a rough year for us. We found that out back in the early spring, and we've been fighting through that all year. And I say she's been fighting through that, but it's tough to be on the sidelines to some degree. I'm a doer. I'm an Aries, and I tend to look at a problem and go, "Here's a solution. Let's do this." I can't do that in this situation. I have to trust the doctors. I have to trust the specialist, the modern medicine, all the other stuff to do its job. And so far it has, and that's encouraging. But she's the one really doing all the fighting. I'm just trying to be in every way possible supportive while still working and doing the financial things I need to do, but also balancing my time here. And so the channel comes a very distant third behind her and the family. But I'm lucky that I have been able to balance and manage those things for the most part. So it has been a rough year, but at least we're making progress. We're making headway. That's the best description I could give to you. Let's see. I bet he dresses up as Powerpuff Girl. I don't know. I mean, I like sparkly things. I'm attracted to shiny things, just like minions are. Ooh, shiny. Let's see. Allie is here too. Alice is here. Allie Paracord. She says, hello, everyone. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for coming in on a Saturday and checking out the live stream for a little while. Most of you know the Saturday one is just casual. We just get on and chat, talk about whatever comes up in the chat, hang out for a while. And that's pretty much what we're doing. But thanks for coming in. There's still over 30 people in here. Don't forget to hit the like button for me, if you would, please. I identify Stuart. So Stuart, I love Stuart too. Stuart's the musician, right? And I was a musician for a long time. He played guitar, played in bands, sang, you know. So yeah, I mean, I just dig the Minions. There's just so much. There's so much to them. If you really pay attention to the movies, there's a lot of nuanced stuff in them, and I really enjoy it. For some reason, every time Todd leaves a comment, it doesn't show up for a month. Yeah, so there you go. Like, and I don't know why that is. I don't know why sometimes stuff shows up right away. You ever notice too? Like sometimes I'll see a comment in my notification when the channel's open, but then like 2 hours later, I'll get a push notification to my phone that says, "Oh, you got a comment from Freedom Frog or whatever," and then I'm like, "Yeah, I already responded to that." So I'm not really sure how that works, but Alice says pizza and wings from a hole in the wall restaurant. Those are the best places. 99% of the time, they're the best places. I've had the 1% places where you go to some place where you think the food should be really good here. It's packed and you go in and it sucks. But that's pretty rare. I like the little hole in the wall, greasy spoon, mom and pop, you know, small style restaurants, the best. Do you have hold for review turned on? Oh, maybe not. I mean, I usually see all the comments, but not always. Sometimes I get ones I don't see them for a month, and then I'm like, where did that come from? I'll have to check that. But thank you, Turtle Wolfpack. I appreciate it. Canada. Michael Morgan said that's Canada's slow internet getting Todd's comment too. Oh, that's true. I sent Mimos a gift, and it took like a month. It took like 6 weeks or something to get to him, and he's on the same side of the country as I am, so that's interesting. Up here, pink is the color of breast cancer research, and I wear it proudly. It's one of a lot of people I know. Yes, exactly. I appreciate that too. I appreciate that you are supportive of that. One thing I will say for all you ladies out there, the the 1 year that my wife missed her mammogram was this one. Don't don't miss it. Don't wait. Don't put it off. Don't say I can skip this year or next year or whatever. Go get them regularly. That's all the preaching I'm going to do. David says, Judge, you fight too. It's the spouses that fight also. Yes, I would agree with that. My role is a support role. I'm like a support unit in the military, right? I'm not up there on the front line doing the actual, right, shooting and hacking, and right. She's doing that, but I'm doing everything I can to support her. So it's okay to say that's been hard on you. That no way minimizes the obviously incredible hard journey your wife's going through. I wish you the best for your family. Well, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. And it is true. It is hard. It is a difficult thing. There's no doubt about it. I'm not afraid to say that. I'm perfectly willing to tell people that there have been days I've broke down and cried, especially when we first found out about all this stuff. Man, it is a terrible, terrible thing to have to go through. I'm not looking for people's sympathy. I'm just being honest. There's times when you feel that way. Let's see. You two are a great team, and you're both fighting Mrs. Edgeworth. She is a warrior. She needs to give herself more credit. Sometimes I don't think she realizes how tough she really is, but she is. And she's still doing all this other stuff through this. She's still making stuff for the gallery and making hanks and sewing things and making things for the grandkids. And, so that's one of the things that kind of keeps her sane, I think, because she keeps projects that she's working on all the time. Mr. Doughboy 356, how you doing, brother? I'm doing great. I'm really actually doing well. I mean, we were just talking about something that's a little heavy, but I'm doing good, and I'm glad to have you stop into the Saturday live stream. This is the more kind of casual. I just play off your comments and we talk about whatever. So that's what we're doing here today. Um, the Saturday status. I do want to talk about this real quick because I probably won't stay on a tremendous amount longer, but because my job just changed, because I took a step up at work, I probably will have to work some Saturdays, and I have some leeway as far as what hours I work on what days. But I can tell you that the Saturday socials will from now on will be 2 or probably 2:30. They won't be at 1 o'clock anymore because if I have to work, I'm not ever going to get out of work before 1 o'clock. So just letting you guys know that I will work that out over the next couple of Saturday lives that come up. The Tuesday lives won't be affected. I'm off Tuesdays, so they're going to always be the same time for the foreseeable future. But the Saturday lives, I may still have to adjust the time a tiny bit more. 2 o'clock seems to work for now. We'll see how my work schedule and Mrs. Edge's schedule goes. Craig says it's hard as a husband to not be able to fight that battle for her. I agree. I will just say this. I would, without even a moment's hesitation, I would take her place. I would do it. Take her place without any thought whatsoever to it. I would gladly do it. Let's see what else we got here. Neil says cheese quesadillas from my toaster oven. Yes, Neil has been battling a I'll call it an oven, an actual oven issue in his apartment for quite some time, and I hope that that finally gets resolved. My good friend Neil here is having to use a toaster oven and a microwave to cook all his meals because he cannot use a stove, which he actually does have. So, hey, brother, I appreciate you, and like I said, Neil's the reason you're watching this live stream on this awesome Canon EOS instead of on my cheap $60 web camera. Let's see what else we got. I miss my knives. Yeah, he's not home. That's why. Yep, hang in there. Yeah, we're doing it, man. We're hanging in there. We're trying as hard as we can. Freak shows in here, I think, too. Cool. Welcome in, Jeremy. Thanks for stopping by. Mike Reese says, hey, everyone just got back from trunk trick or treating. Now going to eat dinner. Just wanted to say hi and smash the like button. Thank you, Mike. I much appreciate that. I've had to do that on a bunch of live streams lately too. Bees and Big Red and Zach's and the places I just between working, taking care of my wife, and then trying to manage to get some channel content out there. That it's tough. So you can't always stay on every live stream for hours at a time. I get it. Support roles are absolutely critical to the success of any mission. Totally agree. That's why I said I'm basically a support unit, like an infantry support unit. That's what I am for my wife. All right. Mike Reese is throwing out some prayers. I appreciate it. I wanted to mention too. So it dropped yesterday, but if you have not gone and checked this out, I did a review yesterday on the Sencut Onerous, and I really, really dig this knife. This is a super cool knife. It's got this beautiful wood on it. It's got a really nice blade. You can flipper it or you can flick it open. This thing's like $44, guys. So I did a review on it. Go check it out. The Sencut Onerous. This again, super cool knife, stonewash blade. What do they call this? Cuborsha wood, and it's just done so beautifully. So that is live right now. That was my review from yesterday. Go check that out if you have a chance, or if you haven't done it yet. Let's see. Headed back to the house, listening now. Thank you, Will. Will is usually in all my live streams, but real life and family takes precedence. So he tries to listen when he can, and I really appreciate that. Same goes for you gentlemen. Prostate and colon exams are very important. Love you guys. Yes, I just did my Cologuard this year. That was so much fun. But way, way, way better than going in for the other kind of exam. If they let you do Cologuard, you should that and you're a guy, do it. You just they send you the kit, you do your thing, you seal up the box, you send it in, they test you. You don't have to go to the doctor's office. You don't have to drink nasty liquids. You don't have to do any of that. I am a fan of Cologuard. Let me put it that way. If your doctor says that that's an option for you guys, do it. And again, I'm not shilling. I'm just telling you, I would much rather do that than do the traditional method for sure. Let's see. Marel says, Iggy, I just had my prostate exam Wednesday. It was okay. Uh, I was asking some questions about Leatherworth. I got to get a hold of Iggy too. I'm going to order another billfold from her. I really like the first one I got. My wife is driving. I might have imbibed a bit much during dinner. That's okay. Your wife's driving, so it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you bib a little bit. I like beer and whiskey. I usually just have that when I'm home, but if you don't have to drive, somebody else is driving for you. That's okay. Ali says, Darnell, I hope everything came out okay. Big smiley faces. David Iverson's Eionan's Edge from experience with my wife. Make sure Miss Edge doctor always check her heart and blood for. Yeah, she's actually going in for a bunch of heart tests this week, right before she starts. Right before she starts the next phase of chemo, they did one big set of tests right before the first phase, and they're getting ready to do another big phase. But the doctor is always checking stuff and doing all these checks for her heart. They did EKGs. They did a whole bunch of imaging and other stuff too. But yes, and I remember you mentioning that, and that was one of the things I asked the doctor about. So this is what I'm talking about the community being helpful and informational. David has been through this with his wife, and basically he's saying, hey, that's what got my wife. His wife, after making it through cancer, died of a heart attack, basically. So the information is critical. Like knowing it and understanding it's critical. Sometimes it's a little tough because you can't like worry yourself about everything. But I do appreciate all the information, emails, and stuff that you guys have sent behind the scenes. It has certainly been way more helpful than not. So again, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. Senkai's really doing some good stuff. They're upping their game. I would agree. I I kind of feel like the Sencut line wasn't really necessary. I feel like Civivi could have just offered $40 knives and $50 knives instead of upping the price of all their other stuff that they release. But I don't have an issue with it. I know it's made by Civivi. I know it's their budget line, and a lot of the machining and the finish work is the same. So I'm very happy with them. I don't have a problem with Sen Cut stuff at all. I feel like they have upped their game and they have offered a lot of really interesting knives over this past calendar year, including the onerous. And I have more Sen Cuts to review, but excuse me, but it's definitely a knife worth checking out. I usually don't get the Saturday ones because life gets in the way. Yeah, and I threw the Saturday ones in because there's people who say, "Man, I love your lives, but I just can't make the Tuesday ones." So I tried to throw in a couple extra lives, and I only do these every other week. For those of you who are watching today, every other week is when we do those. But I enjoy it, and anytime I can make these and get out to you guys and connect with you, I love doing it. It's very very helpful. It's very fun to sit down and talk. Some weeks are a little bit more serious like this, and other times we're joking a lot more and having a lot more fun. But I still enjoy just being able to connect with the community, and I really appreciate you guys. By the way, before I forget, when I was talking about Freedom Frog gear, I meant to say thank you to everybody who follows and subscribes because, as some of you know, this past week I went over 500 subs. I did mention that happened, but thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody. And again, I don't I just want my community tab. I should get that in the next week or so. Now that I'm solidly over 500 subs, because I feel like that's a great way to communicate with everyone. You can post messages, you can ask, you can do surveys, you can post up stuff you want to sell, like knives and things, whatever. But the point I'm trying to make is thank you all very much. I don't really care how long it takes for the channel to grow bigger. That's not really my goal. Some people are like, oh, we got to get you to 1,000 so you can monetize. I'm not in a hurry for that. I don't really, it's growing fine. It's doing well. I really appreciate the push from all the channels and the mentions and the people that have been directed over to me. I hope those people are coming and subbing because they like what they see, not just because I'm a nice guy who's had a rough year and my family has had a rough year, my wife. So thank you all. I really appreciate it. More than you guys know. Got to stay positive. I agree. No, that's the toughest thing to do sometimes. Sometimes you don't even realize that you're being negative. Like I've had that happen where like I feel like I'm being positive, but I'm not being positive. Like I'm not focusing on the good. I'm dwelling on like what still has to be overcome. I have to remind myself of that all the time. We're all imperfect beings, myself included. As much as I'd like to think that I'm doing a good job every single day, that's not always the case. So I think realizing it though is important and trying to be more aware of it. This community helps me a lot and very much appreciated. Of course, I would say the biggest support system I've had outside of my family and my really close friends that I know in my life has been this community for sure. Everybody here has been fantastic. You guys have done so much. I hope you realize how much it does help to have you guys get together with me on the lives, leave comments on my videos, just show your support. Like I said, people have emailed me behind the scenes, people have sent me Instagram messages, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It goes on and on and on and on. And before her illness, that happened all the time. It wasn't just because my wife has been sick with cancer, it's because that's this community and that's why I love being a part of it. I never expected when I started being a content creator that I would have so many meaningful relationships with all of you guys. That's just incredible. It really is. So again, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm basically rolling my 500 sub giveaway into the Halloween thing on Tuesday, just so you know. I don't really have the time or the resources to do a separate one, so I'm going to just kind of roll that all together, and then I will have the big year-end celebration because December is my channel anniversary. So the December Christmas celebration thing will be one big giant whoo, and you guys will have a lot of fun with that. I know. Let's see here. What else have we got going on? I've been sub for quite a while. But Frog reminded me I should watch you more. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I get it. Like, I will tell people this. I watched before I was a content creator, I watched 2 or 3 videos a week from Kevin. I watched probably all of B's content, probably all of JB Big Red's content. I always love Satisfaction's channel. I watched he's one of the people I can watch every second of his videos. I still to this day I watch his videos all the way to the end. Right? Because Matt's just so much fun to watch. He's even more of a big kid than me. He loves having fun and being goofy and poking fun at himself constantly. But as you get more into the content creation and you get more into having a channel and live streams and people contacting you and people leaving you comments and you spend more time doing that, you don't quite have as many hours in the day to watch everybody's videos. I try to make it a point of going and watching videos from the people that I like and like to support and the people who've supported me as much as I possibly can. But there's only so many hours in a day. And that is really, for me, that's the hardest thing. Sometimes I feel bad. I'm like, oh my God, I really wanted to, oh my God, I was going to check out that video and I totally forgot this week, or I have not had the time. So watching is tough, especially if you're subscribed to a lot of channels. And the thing for me is now that I've been a content creator for a good amount of time, I know so many people that own channels, and I'm like, I try to stop by their lives. I try to watch their videos. I try to comment on the stuff that I like. It's difficult. It really is. Uh, so if I don't make it over and comment on your videos enough, please know that I usually do try to watch them, but it's tough, guys. It really is. And again, I'm not saying that like it's a Debbie Downer thing. It's the reality of it. I wish I had more time. I love the content that's created by so many people. I actually dig Instagram because it's something I can do on my lunch breaks, or when I take a break at work or something. I can go on Instagram and I can just thumb through. The people I follow show up in my feed, and I can like their pictures and ooh and ah over their knives and their paracord and their EDC gear, and it really is a lot of fun to do that. But I really wish I had more time to watch more videos. And then obviously there's creating your own stuff, so I always have to create my own content every week too. Let's see what else is going on here. Benny and the Jets just came on the radio. Music is blaring. Cool. I love that song. Love it. That was uh that was a song that was kind of improvised is the word I'm looking for, by Elton John, and I'm having a total brain fart, and Bernie Taupin. So it was like one had some lyrics and the other one had a little melody, and the whole song was kind of, I guess, was kind of improvised, but it's one of my favorite songs by him for sure. So sorry, not sorry. Susan Lee says, Frog, thanks, Frog. You're an amazing person, always helping others. I would totally agree with that. Freedom Frog has been amazing. He has pushed, I don't know, probably over close to 100 people over to my channel in the last handful of weeks. Not necessary, brother, but I love you and I really appreciate it. I really do. So thank you. And thank you to everybody who shows up in here all the time and participates. I really appreciate that too. So, hey, listen, guys, we've been on, I don't know, I'll call almost 2 hours, I think. And I don't have a lot of other content to share. I would say definitely keep your eyes peeled for the Riggy Jersey knife that I showed earlier. Keep your eyes open for an upcoming review on the Chupacabra 3.5 from Old Dominion. I'm getting ready to drop one of those very soon. And also, I will be reviewing Lefty's Growler prototype. That's going to be an $85 budget knife, guys. How do you not buy one of those, right? Save your pennies. It's going to be a White Mountain knife, so I think there is a, it's not Sezzle, but they have some other kind of free pay or something like that where you can break it up into payments if that is not in your budget at the moment. But again, have greatly enjoyed having this live stream. Thank you guys for stopping by on a Saturday. Oh, there's a couple more comments. Freedom Frog said, my phone died, I had to plug it back in. Bobo says, keep telling the family the job is interfering with me watching Knife Tube. Yeah, exactly. Right. It's tough to find the time in the day. Maybe my CD player is Rebel Train Seeking Shelter. Okay. Neil just loaned me a CD by an artist that I really like. Josie Josie Hernandez, something like that. But anyway, she was awesome, and I'm gonna have to burn a copy of that CD before I give it back to you. I watch Kev's disassembly videos for a good laugh. Yeah, I've watched some disassembly videos, but for me, I can either watch a disassembly video that takes like 20 minutes, or I can watch 2 or 3 videos from somebody's channel and like and comment on those. So I don't tend to watch the disassembly. Like with B's videos, I don't I watch his review parts and I tend to skip the disassembly because I'm really good at taking stuff apart. So I don't really need to see how something is disassembled unless it's something weird. But I understand a lot of people like those, and I just know on my channel, like 8 minutes and 50 something seconds is the average view for my videos. So I know my videos need to be between 8 and 10 minutes long. People don't watch them past 10 minutes for the most part. That's why I do short, concise reviews in 8 to 10 minutes and move on, right? So Ann says, I dig the growler for sure. The growler is super cool, man. At that price point, like I said, I might buy 2 of them. You never know. because I really like the idea of having a stonewashed one, and a blackwashed one might be kind of cool too. I'm gonna have to see them first and see what they look like. Priorities, Bobo. Let's be honest. Work sucks. It's true work. Although I love my job, I finally found a job. It took me most of my life to find a job that I actually love going to work every day. I kind of wish I didn't have to get up at 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the morning some days to go to work, but I love doing what I do, and that's important. You gotta love doing what you do, man. Adulting, right? Even if you don't love it, you still got to do it because you got family and you got a spouse and family you got to support. Have a wonderful night. God bless all. Yeah, Susan Lee, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being here in the live stream. For those of you who are looking for a little bit more knife content and a little bit more structure, kind of structured sort of movement through an hour and a half or so, you want to check out my Tuesday live streams. Those are a lot of fun. There's always a lot more knives shown, and we usually have a lot more knife topic that goes into that. Plus, my Tuesday lives always have a story time at the end. The Saturday ones, we just get on and hang out and talk for a while. But the Tuesday lives always have a story time every single week, sometimes very long story time. And I know a lot of people like that. But anyway, thanks for hanging out. I really appreciate everybody being here on a Saturday afternoon. I'm probably going to go take a nap as soon as this is over. And thanks again, man. It's been a great Saturday afternoon. I've really enjoyed having everybody here. I'm super stoked I had so many people show up on a Saturday, despite the fact that I had to change the time, push that back a little bit. You guys are the best. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for getting me to 500 subs. Don't miss the Tuesday Halloween live this coming week, and don't miss the December holiday celebration. Thanks for being here, folks. Stay sharp. See you.